Good morning, my friends. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Behind the Mic. Oh, it turned around on me. Let me see. I don't want to do that. If it's going to turn around on me, I don't want to do that. End it now. Delete the video. Discard it. Okay. Well, that didn't work. I tried going live to Instagram as well, and it turned the camera around on me. So, to heck with that. We will stick with our usual StreamYard comments this morning here. John, good morning. How are you? You're working again tonight? Well, nice to have you along with us. Ken, good morning. How are you? My name is Mike Avery. I'm here in the Outdoor Magazine radio studio. Good morning, Larry. Nice to have you along with us. Brad, good morning from Breckenridge. Ryan's with us. Steve is with us. Guess I can get rid of this guy. Didn't have to do that one. Rick, you're doing great. Hey, Ken, nice to hear. Fishing at Higgins today. I thought you were just a Saginaw Bay guy, huh? Robert, good morning. How are you? Higgins. I've never fished Higgins Lake before. Seems crazy, doesn't it? But I've never fished Higgins before. Good morning, Brent. How are you, my friend? Jason checking in from the Ford Dearborn truck plant. Mike, haven't heard of Belding. Nice to have Belding along with us this morning. Jason checking in from the Ira Township Fire Department. Jim Goss, good morning. How are you? Gary checking in from Applegate. Where is Applegate? Jeremy, good morning. My name is Mike Avery. This is another edition of Behind the Mic here. Marquette checking in. Steve, good morning. How are you? Ross Elliott, my friend. Nice to have you along with us. Ross, we're going back to Ontario. Good morning, Laura. How are you? And that's actually the big news in my world this week is the Ontario bear hunt is on. They opened the borders. At least we think they're open. Who knows what's going to happen the way things are going right now, right? And Ron St. Louis of Northern Wilderness Bear Outfitters says, it's Foggy and Mecosta, says he's going to run some hunts. And he's only moving them back a week. Season starts 22nd or 23rd of August. And by the way, Ron has openings. Good morning, Dave. How are you? Ron has openings. $1,300 for the hunt. You have to buy the license on top of that. And then room and meals are extra. Big Wolf meeting August 4th in Ishpeming. Come and join us. Well, I won't be joining you, but I'll be very curious to hear to see what comes out of that meeting, Gary. Who's meeting? What is it? I don't know anything about it. Is that the Wolf Advisory, the Wolf Hunt Advisory Committee? Good morning, Ed. How are you? Nice to have you along with us. Ed, I look forward to hunting with you in Ohio between... Oh, it's out in the thumb. Okay. Ed, still no email. Not surprised, but you know what? You're not either. The Wolf Hunt Advisory Committee. All right, excellent. Good morning, Johnny. How are you? Pretty busy? See you back here this evening. All right, Johnny, get back to work, my friend. We'll talk to you tonight. Johnny Bowler, my buddy from the Seney area. He was my bear guide last year, but this year, last-minute opportunity to go back to White River, Ontario, Canada for the bear hunt. And Ron St. Louis has openings. If you want to get in touch with Ron, probably the best way to do it is to send me an email, mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com, and I will give you Ron's phone number. You can text him or call him directly. But he has openings because some of the people that he had assumed were going to be able to come up didn't get vaccinated. That's the key here. You have to be fully vaccinated to get into Ontario to take advantage of this opportunity. I'm looking forward to it. The bears haven't been hunted in a year. I think we're going to see some big bear. I don't know if I'm going to take a crossbow or if I'm going to take a recurve. I'm torn. I really don't want to give up the recurve. If I'm going to hunt with a recurve this fall, I need to get darn serious about shooting it now and shooting it probably 5 days a week. Good morning, Craig. How are you? So I don't know. I don't know what could take both, Mike. No, it's not an issue. No, I don't want to take taking both is not a, is taking both in my mind is not an option. Because if the crossbow is with me, I will know that I have it as a backup and I won't be serious. Is it a full 7 days? Ed, you interested? It is the 20. No, it's not a full 7 days. 1, 2. Well, it's until you get your bear. I'm going up on the 22nd. I'm going to start hunting the 23rd. I think the season runs through the 28th. But Ron normally says that you can stay up there till you're done. Ed would love to have you up there. You would enjoy it so much. So going back to the recurve versus crossbow, if I take a crossbow, that means I'm not fully committed to the recurve. I think it's one or the other. No, oh, this is good to know, Bill. No blueberries in White River again this year should make it good. We got two White River guys here, Bill Card and Daryl Godden, both with us. Going to be seeing you soon, guys. So excited. And the fact that there are no blueberries and the fact that that you guys didn't hunt them last year bodes well for a good hunt. And then I'm thinking, 2 years ago, I made this beautiful shot. Yeah, it's here. It's here. 2 years ago, I made a beautiful shot on a bear with my recurve, and I'd hate to go up there and follow up with a shot that wasn't as good. So I'm working it over in my mind. I know I can. I know I can. The JD, I know I can. Brandon checking in from the UP. How are things in the beautiful UP this morning? So regardless of what I take, it will be a bow. It'll either be a recurve or it'll be a crossbow, two ends of the archery spectrum. It won't be a gun. I have nothing against gun hunting, but I'll tell you what, when you're hunting bears over bait close up, it is perfect for archery gear. If I was going to use a gun, people say, well, I'm going to take my .6. If I was going to hunt bears over bait with a gun, I would take a 12 gauge with slugs, some big, slow moving, heavy projectile that's going to hit them like a ton of bricks and put them down. That's what I would use. Also, what else this week? Done a little bit of fishing. Hey, I did get the Angler Quest. I got it lifted and power washed. Did you see that video? Could you believe how much crud was on my tubes? It needed to be power washed desperately. Roger City checking in. Nate, good morning. How are you? I got a 12-mile-an-hour increase in my top end speed when I got the tubes washed. Ross and Mike, from what I'm reading, people going need a negative COVID test within 72 hours of arrival. Yes, they do. They do. Yes. Well, you say within 72 hours of arrival. That's a little bit confusing, Ross. You've got to have it within 72 hours of crossing over into the border. So you've got to have proof that you were fully vaccinated. This is my understanding. And a negative COVID test. Alan checking in for Lapeer. How are things in Lapeer this morning, Alan? Ron St. Louis is going to join me on the radio show this week to talk more about this. But Ed Bolanowski and anybody else who wants in on this hunt, there are openings. Lance was on Facebook Live just as you came on the air with a triple. Wonderful. I may fish tomorrow. I have a dentist appointment tomorrow to finally get rid of this temporary fake tooth and get a permanent fake tooth put in. And after that, I may sneak out and go fishing. The Skinny Water is still doing quite well, surprisingly well. The water temp was up to 77 degrees when I was out there on Monday. That's a significant jump in temp. I keep expecting those Skinny Water fish to head out, but so far they're holding up in the shallows. It's kind of late in the year for that to be going on. Usually by the time we go to Ontario on a bear hunt, those fish have completely gone. We'll see. Sheephead. I have a love-hate relationship with sheephead. Good morning, Mike. How are you? Called freshwater drum. I mean, they're technically freshwater drum. We call them sheephead. They fight like crazy. Some people eat them. I don't, but I don't even eat walleye, so that's not saying much. The reason I don't like sheephead when I'm fishing by myself or a fellow hardcore walleye angler is they get in the way of fishing walleye because they take so long to get in. It's time your baits, that is time that your baits could be in the water trying to catch a walleye. But if I have people who aren't used to fishing and just want to catch something that pulls hard and puts up a good fight, then sheephead are fun. Oh, I got my Rapid River knife. I got 2 of them delivered. Good morning, Martin. 2 of them delivered. This is a very special knife. I will give you details later. Check this out. Where can we go? That is a beautiful, beautiful knife. And where is it? There we go. Chris Durson even put my name on it. Chris Durson of Rapid River Knife Works. Thank you, Chris. I've been told that this is a woolly mammoth handle. How cool is that? And the sharpest knife, it comes right out of the factory and incredibly sharp. So I always custom, 1 of 1. So I always say, hey, you've got a knife in your pocket. Why not make it a Michigan-made, handmade knife from Rapid River Knife Works out of Rapid River in the UP? I've got my knife. I got it in the mail Monday. I ordered another knife for a buddy of mine, a fillet knife. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag because he doesn't know it's coming, so I don't want to tell him that it's coming. But Chris Durson at Rapid River Knife Works in the UP, rapidriverknifeworks.com. Yes, please do check them out. rapidriverknifeworks.com, rapidriverknifeworks.com. The minute I picked this thing up, I knew it was something special. It's heavy. You can tell it is built for a lifetime. Handmade in the UP, customized with my name on it. And you could get one too. rapidriverknifeworks.com, rapidriverknifeworks.com. Check out their showroom in the UP. Absolutely beautiful. I've only seen it online. I haven't seen it in person yet, but I will. Harry, good morning. He says, good morning, Captain. Live from Tilden Mine. Rapid River knives are awesome. Indeed, they are. Dennis says they are an awesome place. He owns several of them. I'm glad you say that, Dennis. I have never talked to anybody who has owned a Rapid River knife that didn't say they were awesome. You know, usually if you talk to people, somebody's going to say eventually, well, yeah, whatever it was. But I've never talked to anybody who had a Rapid River knife that didn't absolutely rave about it. Steve checking in. Hey, Steve, good morning. Steve checking in from Whitefish, Montana. Steve Noble, help me out, Steve. Your show. Steve joins us on the Killer Food Plots podcast every month. Steve, I got a mental block. Give me the name of your show. And I'm sorry, I got a mental block. I just can't come up with it this morning. And the minute you say it, thank you. Maximum Outdoors TV. MaximumOutdoorsTV.com. Steve is a Michigan guy. He was a Michigan guy. He moved out west to chase whitetails. Here he says, yes, made the old way, not machine. They're made by, it's got a pocket clip on it, so I can just put it in my pocket. They're made by hand in the UP. MaximumOutdoorsTV.com. They're made the old way, by hand, not machine. There's everything about this knife is handmade, and it's heavy. You obviously can't feel how heavy it is, but it's heavy. So I ordered this knife what I used to call a jackknife, a folding knife, a pocket knife. Since I picked it up, since it got delivered on Monday, it has not left my pocket. It will not leave my pocket. Very nice. Thank you, Chris Durson. Some monster whitetails out there. They are. And Steve Noble of Maximum Outdoors TV. Check out his videos. Check out his TV show. These guys have it dialed in. He takes like my intensity for walleye fishing. If you multiply it by 100 and apply it to whitetails, that's where Steve Noble is. What else? Some promo codes. OutdoorPregame.com. Use the promo code Mike20. Check out the new Wraith 270 see-through ground blind and the new Breeze hot weather blind. When I go, good morning, Doug. How are things in Cincinnati? When I head to White River here in about 3 weeks, it's coming up fast, I'll take 2 blinds with me. Good morning, Kevin. I will take a Wraith 270 see-through blind, and I'll take one of those Breeze blinds. If you want one, either one, at a deep discount, go to OutdoorPregame.com. Use the promo code Mike20. MichiganBrand.net, promo code Mike21. Get a discount on anything from Michigan Brand. Kevin says, hey, he's looking for a good sheephead guide in the Bay. I can't guide you to sheephead, Kevin. I can probably catch you some sheephead, but I will probably catch you more walleye than I will sheephead. Who's your Johnny checking in? John, nice to have you along with us. And MUCC.org, use the promo code Mike, all caps, and get a 25% discount on your MUCC membership. I can't put this down. I can't put this down. It is a beautiful piece of art. It's functional. You've got a knife in your pocket, right? We all do. Why not make it a handmade heirloom designed to be used from Rapid River Knife Works? All right, John, I hope you have a great day. He says you might tune in tonight if you get some time. You should make time for Wednesday Night Live. I don't know what we're doing tonight on Wednesday Night Live. We're probably not going to give anything away. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. Which brings me back to Ed Bolanowski. Ed, love to have you join us. In fact, anybody watching right now, if you want to take if you want to bear hunt in Ontario, if this is on your list, Ron St. Louis has some openings. I've hunted with Ron. I've hunted in White River a dozen years now. Great people, beautiful countryside, excellent bear hunting, great prices. All right, Harry, get back to work, buddy. Send me an email, Mike@MikeAveryOutdoors.com, Mike@MikeAveryOutdoors.com, or go to the website, NorthernWildernessBearOutfitters.com. There you can get Ron St. Louis' number, call him or text him, and you could be joining us. Good morning, Paul. Paul will be joining me here on the show. Paul Perone of VersaSkins, VersaSkins.com. Say, change your skin for the season you're in. Speaking of that, here's who's coming up on the show this week. Randy Cornell, who is a charter captain and a fishing guide on Lake Cadillac, Lake Mitchell, and Houghton Lake. That will be interesting. Ron St. Louis of Northern Wilderness Bear Outfitters, letting you know, Rapid River got to have a promo code for your... you know what, Ian, that's a great idea. I will suggest it to Chris. Ron St. Louis will be joining me, and then Paul Perone of VersaSkins announcing a discount program. Plus, they've got some big man sizes in stock now. Jim Felgenauer will talk about the sturgeon fishing season, open now on Lake St. Clair in hour number 2. Good morning, Cody. How are you? Nick Green of MUCC will check in this week's Ask Avery segment, asking me about my possible switch from a recurve to a crossbow, what my thinking is there. And you know what? I'm still formulating this. I still don't know. Ross says, Ed, message me, please, about the bear hunt. Well, Ross, if Ed's going to go on the bear hunt, he should message me. Since I talk to Ed about 5 days a week. And then in hour number 3, Vance Gowell talking about the dog training season, about bear hunting with dogs. Ed lost a dog in the UP to wolves a couple of years ago. I'm sorry, Vance did. Vance is also the guy who guided that lady in northern Michigan last fall to that 650-pound bear. Good morning, Mad Jack, checking in on YouTube. Always glad to have you along with us. And we'll wrap it up with Wild Game Chef extraordinaire Dave Miner. So it's a busy show coming up in about 2 minutes, Pat.
3 minutes.
You or Charlie?
Charlie.
Oh, there's Charlie.
Charlie, I'm sorry, I'm picking up. I'm sending some stuff to me.
Mike checking. He says Vance is a good guy. Can't wait. He is a great guy. Ross says there is a reason. I have room in the camper. Help him save money if he wants. Ross, I knew there was a reason. I'm just busting your chops, my friend. Paul Perone, good morning. Martin says, hey, Martin. Oh, here, let me take this call. Hello? Hello, Dr. LaShawn's office. I'm actually on the air right now. But I knew it was you, so I figured I could pick up the phone. Would you like to join me on the show? I can put you on the speaker. No. So you want me to come in tomorrow morning and get my permanent fake tooth in, don't you? I can't wait because this thing that's in my mouth right now, I'm going to throw it away and stomp on it as soon as we get done with it. Why? Why? I will never wear this thing again. I can promise you that. All right. I'll see you tomorrow morning. I got to go. All right. Bye. Okay. There. This is a live look behind the scenes here, right? I never promoted this as a polished presentation. This is an off the cuff live look behind the scenes. We're doing a radio check for Pat. Charlie's coming in the door here. Name of the Bear Outfitters, Northern Wilderness Bear Outfitters, northernwildernessbearoutfitters.com. They have openings for the hunt. Check out the website, northernwildernessbearoutfitters.com. Ron's number is on that website. Text him or call him. He's got openings, but I suspect once we start to promote it here strong, they're going to fill up fast. So I've been up there. I've hunted up there. To be honest with you, I was one of the first guys who started to go up there and promote this place. I hunted with Pete Jones of Superior Bear Outfitters. Pete sold the operation to Ron St. Louis. They changed it to Northern Wilderness Bear Outfitters. 15 seconds. It's like these guys are getting serious here now. They're running around. They're pressing buttons. They're looking at meters. They're checking the astrology signs. They're looking at the barometric pressure. And there, he just pressed a button, which means this is serious. Do you have to be? Yes, Martin, you have to be fully vaccinated, and you will have to have a negative COVID test within 72 hours of crossing over into Canada. Not bad, though. I mean, we're going to be bear hunting. This is an unexpected surprise. Did not know this was coming. All right, my friends, I got to go to work. I will keep this live feed going, but I'm going to switch over to this microphone here right now to record this week's radio show. You can stick around as I record the first segment of the show, and I would encourage you to join me tonight, 7 o'clock, for another edition of Wednesday Night Live. Well, thank you, Ken Hunter, for that introduction, and welcome to another edition of Outdoor Magazine here on the Outdoor Magazine Radio Network. My name is Mike Avery, and it is a pleasure and a blessing for me to sit behind this microphone, for me to sit at this microphone for 3 hours each week on many stations across the great state of Michigan, talking about the history and tradition of the outdoor lifestyle here in the great state of Michigan. What does that mean? Hunting, fishing, shooting, trapping. There are many ways to enjoy the outdoors. Things from golf to hiking to bird watching to sailing, and those are all viable, wonderful activities. Anything to get you outside, to get you out in the fresh air, to get you enjoying Mother Nature, I'm in favor of it. But I concentrate more on what I call the consumptive outdoor activities, hunting, fishing, shooting, and trapping, because those are the areas that I think are in some ways under attack. Those are the areas that are misunderstood. Those are the areas that the anti-hunting, the anti-fur, the anti-meat, the anti-trapping, the anti-enjoyment, the anti-life, the crazy people are kind of going after So those are the areas that I tend to concentrate on more than the non-consumptive side. But whatever you do, whatever you feel compelled to do, whatever your passion is that gets you outdoors, God bless you. Absolutely. Just to get outdoors and enjoy it. I got some great news this week. So, I mean, some really great news. We knew that the border to Canada was being opened. I did not know that Ron St. Louis of Northern Wilderness Bear Outfitters in White River, Ontario, was actually going to try to pull off his bear hunts, but he is. So I got word this last week that Ron is having a season. He's only moving it back a week. I don't know how he and the guys are going to make it happen. They are going to be busy. They are going to be working. They're going to be sweating to get the baits going, to get the baits established, to get the bears coming into them, but they're going to do it. And so here in just about 3 weeks now, maybe closer to a month, I'm going to be going back to White River, and I am going to be able to go on a bear hunt. This is an unexpected surprise. I didn't see this happening, but I could not be happier. I love to bear hunt. Even if I don't shoot one, there have been many, many times I've gone on bear hunts, had the opportunity to shoot an animal and passed on it because whatever, it wasn't the bear that I was looking for. I wanted to be out there and enjoy the experience more. I just like being up close and personal and in the face of bears. And when you're hunting bear over bait, I mean, some of these baits are 10 yards. I don't think I've ever hunted a bait over there that was more than 15 yards. So there's very little room for error. Bears often walk by your blind on the way to the bait. I've had them brush against the blind. I've had them stand outside my blind and make noise. You can hear them breathing. I've had them stand off at the bait and look at me because they knew I was in the blind. And I don't hunt from tree stands. I hunt from portable pop-up ground blinds. When I go up there, I'll take one of the Primal Wraith 270 see-through blinds, and I'll take one of the new Breeze warm weather blinds because it will be warm. So there's not a lot of protection. I'm not worried about the bears, but if you are, there's not a lot of protection. I should take a third blind too, because inevitably, when I set up a blind and these bears see something new in their backyard, they come over, investigate it, and more often than not, well, sometimes they decide they want to have fun with your blind. I've lost blinds before because bears have destroyed them. Never when I was in one. I think I don't have a blind right now that's been out in the bear woods previously that doesn't have claw marks or teeth marks in it. I just love it. And it's just an unexpected surprise. And here's the fun part is because to take advantage of this, you've got to be fully vaccinated and you've got to have a negative COVID test within 72 hours of crossing over. I mean, I'm not talking about crossing over into the next world. I'm not talking about dying, but crossing over into Canada, Ontario. And because Ron was counting on some of his hunters being able to meet those qualifications, and he had a certain number of hunts in mind reserved, not all of his hunters have been fully vaccinated, and they're not going to get vaccinated. If you are, and you want to try this adventure, you want to try this experience, Ron has openings. In fact, he's going to join me here later in this first hour to talk about that. But I'll tell you right now, if you go to northernwildernessbearoutfitters.com, that's northernwildernessbearoutfitters.com, Ron's got openings. His phone number is on the website. Call him or text him to see if you can take advantage of this. I am so excited. I've hunted up there for a dozen years or so now. Great people, great countryside, beautiful scenery, great bears, wonderful experience. From where I am in mid-Michigan, it's about an 8-hour drive. It's not a fly-in trip. You can drive there. It's just, I'm so excited. But I don't know if I'm taking the recurve or taking a crossbow. This is a struggle that I'm having internally right now. I don't want to give up the recurve. Don't want to give it up. but I'm not as confident with it as I should be. You might say, well, go out and shoot it somewhere. Yeah, I know. We'll see. We'll see. It'll be a bow. It won't be a gun. That's for sure. When you're hunting bears over bait at 15 yards away, I think an .6 or a Win Mag or something is just overkill. No pun intended. If I was going to hunt bears over bait with a gun, it would be a 12 gauge slug. That's what I would use. I had the Angler Quest pulled this week. Pulled meaning out of the water, lifting it up on a hoist to get the tubes power washed. This is something I do every year midsummer, and it is the most strangely satisfying and rewarding experience. You pull the boat, and it's just covered with crud, zebra mussels and grass and junk and crud, and to watch them power wash this thing off, it's just, like if you power wash your sidewalk or your house or something, how satisfying it is to watch it get immediately clean. That's the way it was watching the Angler Quest get washed off. But there's a reason to do it. Like my top end speed increased by 12 miles an hour after I got the tubes power washed. I'm getting, 45 miles an hour again. Not that I go that fast, but it's nice to know it's there if you want it. And people would say, well, why don't you just get those tubes bottom painted like you do a traditional V-bottom boat? And if I was going to hang on to these boats for a long period of time, I probably would. But since I turn them over fairly often, there's no sense getting them painted when I can just have them pulled and power washed. I have been out a couple of times since we last talked here on the show in the Skinny water, which is holding up surprisingly well. Now, the last time out, the water temp had jumped to about 77 degrees, which is 6 degrees warmer than it was my previous trip just a few days earlier, which makes me nervous. As that water gets warmer, traditionally those fish head out. Normally, by the time I head up the White River on a bear hunt, the fishing on the inner bay in my shallow, Skinny water is pretty slow. But it's holding up. It really is holding up. I got one buddy, a fellow Skinny water rat, which is a term of affection, a term of endearment in my mind, who has actually been up there in that Skinny water running crawlers. And I might, that's all caps, might actually make a trip through there myself with no flicker shads or Hottentots and try crawlers just to see. I know. Crazy, huh? What else? Oh, I got a wonderful package in the mail this week from Chris Durson at Rapid River Knife Works, rapidriverknifeworks.com. I had ordered a couple of knives from him. I ordered a folding knife, a pocket knife, something I always used to call a jackknife. And I'm holding it in my hand right now. It is absolutely gorgeous. I always say you've got a knife in your pocket anyway, right? Why not make it a handmade knife from the folks here in Michigan? I ordered a second knife. It's a fillet knife. I don't want to it's a gift for somebody. And I don't really want to say too much more about that because I don't want them to know that it's coming. These things are works of art, but they're designed to be used. Chris says, I don't care how pretty they are. If you get one of my knives, I want you to use them. Oh, who's coming up on the show this week? Well, thank you for asking. After the break, Randy Cornell, who is a fishing guide on Mitchell Lake, Cadillac, and Houghton Lake. That'll be an interesting conversation. Then Ron St. Louis of Northern Wilderness Bear Outfitters talks about his openings. He's got Paul Perrone of VersaSkins. They've got product in stock, announcing a big promotion in hour number 2. Jim Felgenauer talking about sturgeon season on the St. Clair River. Nick Green of MUCC, this week's Ask Avery segment, questioning my sanity. And I'll leave it at that. In hour number 3, Vance Gowell talks about hunting bears with dogs. He lost a dog in the UP to wolves a couple of years ago, and we'll wrap it all up with wild game chef extraordinaire Dave Miner. That's coming up this week right here on Outdoor Magazine. Bruce says, let the trolls know it's Yooper made. Absolutely. Made in the UP in Rapid River by hand from Yoopers, made in the Yoop. All right, my friends. I'm going to stop this feed. Have a great day. If you can, please join me tonight at 7 o'clock for another edition of Wednesday Night Live.